up, G's, and welcome back to Alternative First Round. And if you get that G reference, you'll know! Hooray, you won a free cookie.
Actually, we don't give out free cookies.
Well, not Millard Migrib.
Anyways, so yeah, if you're wondering, this is being recorded on the same day as...
No, it's not. What are we on about? We kidnapped Wolfie again. We kidnapped Wolfie again.
I'm sorry, yeah, all the other special guests have been murdered, so we got this loser named Wolfie Productions 98 back again.
Oh yeah, I'm here joined by my best friend, the bot builder. Fuck you.
Yeah, we are clearly best friends.
Yes.
Yay, best friends forever.
Is this
My Little Pony? Goddamn.
We're going to become the tag team champions, and we're going to call it the North and South Connection. The North and South Connection. I don't bloody know.
And today we're going to have a look at Heat G.
One is waking up, the other is going to bed.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're basically doing Alt First Round. Heat G and Heat H, and honestly, I'm actually a bit excited for this one because Heat
G is a good heat.
Heat G is actually like not a terrible heat, and even the robots that we're talking about, it's a pretty solid selection actually, surprisingly enough.
Yeah.
Until we get to
Is that
like...
shown with Killerhurtz in our first match. Yes, that is indeed the Killerhurtz you're thinking of, and radio operated combat system, which to be fair isn't a crap bot, but at least we know it moves. And then they went on to become like a Razor clone in like Series 7 or something, and yeah. But anyways, before this started, Alvin was like really confused as to what ROX actually stood for.
No, I know it's standing for Operated Combat System. I didn't know what the R stand for.
Probably radio.
I think I'm gonna see what it actually stands for.
Radio Operated Combat System.
Listen.
I mean, that's like a stupid name, but
But before we get on to the first fight, we have to start off by introducing a new house robot.
Oh god, are we doing this? We're doing house robots. Okay, who's the house bot?
The new house robot joined for Series 2 for 2 heats only. The Sentinel.
Oh my fucking god, we're having the Sentinel in this. What?
Fun fact about the Sentinel, ladies and gentlemen, it was made using a JCB.
Another fun fact was that some guy was literally just in the Sentinel. Just straight up.
Oh my god.
So the Sentinel was a house robot. It was classed as a house robot for 2 heats.
It was in the arena for like some of the fights, except it did nothing.
Exactly.
What was its purpose? If you don't know who the Sentinel is, we'll put an image up because we know we're mean like that.
Well, the Sentinel is like honestly, like people say the best house robot's like Dead Metal or Shunt, but like it's clearly the Sentinel.
It's clearly the Sentinel.
It was
so good they had to retire it in just 2 heats. That's how good it was.
Common sense in this VC right now.
Yes, because for once it's actually the American who's actually the normal one. Jesus. But anyways, we're getting a bit off topic here because we're talking about Killerhurtz and we're talking about ROX. And honestly, this is actually a lot closer than you think because Killerhurtz, while it was a solid axe, in Series 2, it had the reliability of a baked bean.
For a better term, yes.
To be fair, ROX looks like it's literally just like if you took those like plastic like building shapes that you may have had in like school. I don't fucking know.
Mega blocks.
No, not mega blocks. Although it does kind of look like it was made out of those. But it doesn't certainly look like it was made out of plastic. In fact, part of it looks like the same kind of thing you would see on a bowling ball. I don't know. Is that me?
Why does ROX look like it was made by a 2-year-old?
There was a kid who was on the team, but
of course there was.
The funniest part was in Series 2, the team actually left before they could say to them, "You've been eliminated from the competition." They just left.
Was it Mr. Maker by any chance? If you don't know who Mr. Maker is, we'll also put an image up.
I am a square. I'm gonna play the entirety of I am a rectangle. I am a shape.
I am a rectangle.
Hear me out here. I'm gonna go for the upset of the century, but I actually reckon Rox is gonna win this. And why? Even though Killerhurtz has got the weaponry, it's got the better engineering, it's incredibly unreliable. If you saw its match against Roadblock, it shot the axe once and then it died. And if you also watch the Skittles, it was working for a bit, but then it got stuck in forward gear. It's an extremely unreliable machine. And if Rox can survive for like a couple of seconds until Killerhurtz gets those technical gremlins, I can see them pulling off the sub-shock victory. This is basically going to be like Razor versus Agrobot of Alt First Round, pretty much. I can see it going that way. Now, Killerhurtz will come for a good couple of axe shots, and then I think those technical gremlins will come and bite them right on John Reed's beard, which he didn't have at that point. Which explains why he doesn't have his beard, because the technical gremlins bit it all off. And I think it's going to bite even more of it, that tiny little strand of hair right off, and Killerhurtz, I think, is going to lose this. I genuinely believe this. I'm going for Rox. I don't care. And I genuinely do believe that.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna... Okay, let me just explain a couple of things. Rox looks like it's made of plastic. It drives...
Its armor is paper. It's got paper squares, it's got paper circles.
This thing drives...
Y'all are sleeping on Rox, though. I mean, Rox is like...
drives as fast as a freaking, Bugatti Veyron at a whopping 6 miles an hour.
But what does it say its armor is?
It has 12.5 millimeters of ground clearance, which, sounds terrible. But,
Y'all are sleeping on Rox, mate, guys. Y'all are sleeping on Rox.
Sure. I'm going to look and see. What is its armor made of? Because I'm curious.
Oh.
Let me see. What is it actually made of?
Whilst Wolfie Productions tries to find out, I'm going to give my opinion.
So,
lightweight aluminum. Oh wait, no, that's just the forklift.
We'll just say
if you read design, you can find out. I think. The issue is there are so many versions of Rox, you'll just be reading for like a long time trying to find the actual stuff that's relevant to Series 2 Rox. But,
Actually, you see, there's a very brilliant thing on the wiki that allows you to choose which version of the robot you want.
It's made out of lightweight aluminium. It's made out of lightweight aluminium.
Is it?
So
yes.
So it's basically.
Well, then they're not winning then. Oh yeah, I changed my mind. And lightweight aluminium. No, Killerhurtz can go right through that. Bloody hell. Yeah. All right. Killerhurtz.
It's basically made of tin foil. Like
it practically is.
So this episode is currently just the betrayal of Rox.
Hold on, real quickly though. Can we please just can we just say that the canonical ending of what we have, concluded, of Killerhurtz winning, let's just say that it was a 2-1 decision and that the bot builder is still thinking that Rox was, actually the one that was upset rather than Killerhurtz, so.
Killerhurtz, okay, well, there's no way Killerhurtz is winning the Heat Finals, because there's no way, because, I would accept Rox. Honestly, after I heard what it's armored in...
We'll see.
After I heard what it's armored in, I can understand that. But our next heat.
Hold on, you haven't got my opinion. You bastard! Yeah. You bastard!
You didn't let me plug my shit in the last episode.
Well, let me have my opinion. I have funny moments.
Fair in love and war.
I want to put my funny opinion on. Right.
It doesn't matter what your funny opinion is.
Right, hold on. Even though Mr. Maker's house looks really attractive. Or his little... Wait, hold on. No, it's his van. If you remember in childhood, he had a Mr. Maker on the move. I don't think...
Oh, yeah, Mr. Maker on the move. That was the shit, though.
That's his little van. That's his van.
Please send help. Call 911.
Hold on. If you have to think about it, Killerhurtz's team would be so tired that they'll fall asleep because John Reed will be going, no, wait for it! Before he makes a good hit. It's gonna be like, oh, wait for it! And then Dominic Parkinson's gonna be like, oh, fuck it, I'll just shut up and hit it already.
So Killerhurtz wins.
Yeah, only because John Reed did not say, oh, wait for it! Has to be a good hit, even though you can't make a good hit because it's made out of tinfoil. And Mr. Producer...
Let's move on to our next match. Which is actually somewhat of an interesting one, as it's two somewhat decent robots, Limpet and Nemesis.
Nemesis, move on.
No, I'm gonna go for Limpet, actually. Like, I mean, because hear me out, both machines are, actually, pretty solid robots.
Why does it look like the Hexbug tank machine? Why does it
actually has... If I remember correctly, Fear Hummel actually does have a Limpet RC made out of the Hexbug tank machine.
Why does it look like the Hexbug tank machine? Everyone knows what the Hexbug tank machine looks like, surely.
Yeah, I know what you mean by the Hexbug tank machine. It's been in many a chaotic robotics videos. Yeah, but honestly, I think Limpet actually could win this because
its thing is speed.
Yeah, but it's well driven. I think this match is going to be a lot of... I don't think it'll be exciting, but there's going to be a lot of pushing and nudging and bumping about. But I think Limpet's wedge is going to help it out here.
I want to say
I think it could get in
and go with Nemesis because I want to see fire.
Can you let me hear my opinion?
Go on.
I think it could get in a couple of decent wedges, and that will impress the judges. And because you know how Nemesis is, what Nemesis does, Sergeant Bash will refuse to keep it in his pants, run out and flame Nemesis and set it on fire. And while Limpet is relatively slow at 4 miles an hour, we have to remember Nemesis is only 2 miles an hour quicker.
Yeah, it's
not particularly too quick.
6 miles an hour top speed.
It's not even particularly too quick, and I feel Limpet is a more conventional design for pushing and shoving compared to Nemesis. And as I said, combine that with getting in a solid, decent wedge attack at one point in the match because Nemesis didn't have the best ground clearance, and Sergeant Bash just freaking out and basically flaming Nemesis. I think this is going to go to a judge's decision. It'll be a close judge's decision, but a judge's decision win for Limpet.
Alright, so I guess I'm the deciding factor here. Fantastic.
We didn't even hear Alvi Islam's opinion. I
think you've all heard my opinion.
I mean, Alvi, you just said Nemesis. You just said Nemesis wins. Let's move on. So
yeah, because Nemesis, because I want to see fire. I want to see fire.
We will see fire when Limpet pushes it into the PPZ.
Oh, more fire! I'm like a little child. I said, I want fire, Daddy. Why is there no fire?
We have fire at home. The fire at home is just the AEW pyrotechnics at Revolution.
Go on, Wolfie.
Wrestling references. Anyways, Wolfie, you're the deciding factor. I gave a reason. Alvi gave it because fire.
Okay, well,
ready?
Honestly, I'm just gonna say straight up, and I'll say what I think, and then I'll explain why. I think Limpet's gonna win. Honestly, I agree with most of the reasons that the bot builder said. Its wedge is really gonna help it out here. Nemesis can't really do anything to Limpet. I mean, the tracks are kind of exposed, but it's Nemesis we're talking about. It wasn't, it's not going to do any damage.
Not no disc.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's just going to go for it's going to be a lot of pushing and shoving, and for that, I think Nemesis is worse at it. Not necessarily I'm not saying it's never going to get any pushes at all, because again, Limpet is slower than it, but I think that
So Limpet goes through to the heat.
No. I'm gonna say something. I respect your decision, but I have one point that could change your opinions. Nemesis added lobster arms. this season.
Yeah,
series.
that's not changing my opinion. Limpet's going through to the
But it's Thermidor! It's Thermidor! It's 2 robots in one!
It's not Thermidor! We have to wait until Series 5 until we can talk about Thermidor. It's okay. It's okay. The accident wasn't your fault. You have to let Thermidor go.
But it was a baby Thermidor! Thermidor before he existed!
Well, actually, it's Thermador, as it was called in Series 3.
Oh yeah, Thermador, like the like a bull, like a matador, clearly.
Oh yeah, my favourite BattleBots robot that got murdered by Moses, like from The Simpsons.
Let's move on because we're already halfway through our recording time.
So, our Heat Final, it's actually a pretty cool one, because these are 2 robots by teams who went on to do really big things. John Reed and Killerhurtz, and John Denny and Limpet.
The Battle of the Johns.
Yeah, and the battle of, well, the people who went on to make future actual real-life semi-finalists in Terrorhurtz and 13 Black. And honestly, I'm messing up my words. And honestly, if Terrorhurtz fought 13 Black, I'd honestly give it to 13 Black. And honestly, I'm going to give it to John Denny's machine here, as I reckon Limpet is going to beat Killerhurtz. Because of that thing known as reliability. And while, yes, Rox has got, like, crap armor, so that's how they're able to beat them, Limpet is a durable little thing. He was able to survive the kill lot literally running over it. So there's not really much a puny little axe is gonna do. I mean, it's not puny, it was like a pretty good axe at the time, but yeah, it's armored in steel.
Well, actually, oh yeah, true, it's steel armor, so it's gonna take quite a, okay, I'm gonna say my opinion as well. Yeah, it's gonna take a couple of hits to actually do anything to Limpet, other than just like, scratch up the, the paint on it. And, honestly, I agreed with Killerhurtz just shredding through rocks in a singular hit because, well, that's all it needed to do. But multiple hits, and we're talking about Killerhurtz from Series 2, honestly, I don't think it could just stand up to, I honestly think, the technical gremlins are going to come out, and I think they could actually sway the battle. And I think even if they just, even at the very least, if Killerhurtz is still able to, like, move, then I feel like Limpet will probably still beat it in the ground battle. So, but,
Well, I mean, I'll let Alfie give his opinion.
I was also going to say Limpet because only reason is because they'll have more teammates. Limpet are going to have more teammates because as before the time.
Oh yeah, how can we think that?
Because even though it says that Killerhurtz have 3 members, it's only going to have 1 member because John Reed's going to go, hey, wait for it, that Dominic Parkinson and Rebecca Brown are dead. And that is why they're going to be out. They're going to rage quit, and so John Denny's going to take it. He's going to take that advantage. And it's the 3-way battle against the Johns because we have John Reed, we have John Denny, and we have John Freeman. Who's going to win out of them Johns? Oh well, we've established that.
Well, I mean, the thumbnail, I've just got to make it like Undertaker vs. Shawn Michaels. I just have to edit their heads over and call it the Battle of the Johns or something. It's John v. John, but John wins, and it's the John Denny behind Limpet. Man, I really hope Limpet doesn't shrink in size and become a Beetleweight. No!
I wonder if Limpet will turn into a toy. Oh no! Anyway. Last week I told you to send in your submissions for new machines and what heat we should have a look at, and staggeringly, the heat that you lot chose was Heat H, so we're gonna have to go over to that now.
I actually did. This is recording on the same day. Fuck you. So Heat H begins with, well, from one match between 2 Roboteers who want to do legendary things in the future to another where we have Sting, the guys who went on to make the 5-star making machine S3, versus Groundhog, who made a machine that was went by the name of Firestorm. I'm not really sure if you've ever heard of it. I mean, yeah. So honestly, hear me out here. Sting wins, just pushes Groundhog over. That's what's going to happen. It's just going to push Groundhog up and over.
Oh, why does it look like some kind of thing that Mr. Producer would have? That's his dog. That's Mr. Producer's dog right there.
Groundhog.
So much thumbnail potential, Jesus.
The thing in the front, whatever the hell that is, that's a CCTV camera with a hat on it, and the things are legs. Quotation marks.
Groundhog has a ground clearance of 350 millimeters.
That's 35 centimeters. That's supposed to be a record. Is there a machine that's larger than that?
Bro,
I don't think so.
Groundhog drives at 8 miles an hour. I know that's not fast, but going that fast, it's gonna tip itself over just by driving forward and turning at the same time.
Oh no.
Oh my god, I literally got like my 30-meter stick ruler and another ruler together, and holy shit, 35 seconds. Fucking it. Wait.
Wait a minute, hold on.
I'm sitting down, and it's basically almost as tall as my bent leg when sitting down.
Exactly, it's a dog. What would you expect? It is the
hell?
pure definition of a dog.
Also, one more thing. Groundhog's spinner is like right underneath the robot, right? So that's like 300. That's 350 millimeters off the ground, but give or take the size of the saw, it's probably more like 345 millimeters off the ground.
I'm gonna check how tall Sting is.
I have dimensions right here. 1.6 by 0.7 by 0.4. So I think 1.6 is the. No, it's not the height.
I
reckon it can drive straight under Groundhog. You can literally drive through it.
Groundhog's like a fucking monster truck.
And well, if we're talking about monster trucks, this bot will be meeting its grave bigger because it's going to lose after getting pushed over by Sting.
450 quid.
But yeah, Sting definitely wins this.
And like that, Graham Bone and Alex Mordew never went on to do anything ever again. They never made a multiple time grand finalist. No. They never did that.
But ladies
they
and
never
gentlemen,
went on to make a Commonwealth Kai champion. No, they never did. They actually just retired from Robot Combat, and we never saw them again. And they never did anything. They never had any classics with Razor in Series 5. They never went on to become one of the most popular ups of all time. Nope, didn't happen.
No, we have to pause for a sec because we have to give out the award for the highest ground clearance right now to Groundhog. A minute of silence, please. Fuck you, we're moving on.
Alright, that's enough. And our next match is Rampage versus the Wizard. Let's go! I actually don't know who'd win this because we saw so little of Rampage.
Well, I can read off some stuff. I can read off the stats. It's decent weight. I'm just gonna read off the important stuff. It's 8 miles an hour. Ground clearance 20 millimeters, and it is just a scoop. But at the back, it has a cutting disc, which I can't see from this image. So,
wait, excuse me. The Wizard is 15 miles an hour.
And also wait, the Wizard has 4 millimeters of ground clearance? What the fuck?
The Wizard... Apparently what the Wizard was meant to do is that it was meant to spin around in circles because it had a...
Have you seen Rampage's ground clearance 20 millimeters?
I actually hate the fact I'm saying this, but I'm actually slightly more leaning towards the Wizard on this.
So you're going towards Miss Nightshade version 1.
Wait, apparently the Wizard had 3 multicolored disco lights in the base which were intended to light the hat up, as well as a loudspeaker inside the hat that would play a Wizard's voice.
Yeah, that did not work.
You see, the Wizard's going to win because what's going to happen is it's going to go and it's going to go onto the top rope, jump down, flip upside down, and stab Rampage right in the face.
Oh my god! The coup de grace from Finn Balor! Finn Balor just laid Rampage with the coup de grace! Oh my god, it's the Wizard's voice! It's the Wizard's voice!
So we've
Honest?
established that Wizard is probably going to win.
I actually reckon Wizard's gonna win. I think it's
We're
quicker.
gonna-
And I think it's... Rampage is not, like, the best, but I mean, I don't think it'll get on me, because look at that wedge. It doesn't really look that great.
Yeah.
And Wizard was somewhat low for a Series 2 machine. I reckon Wizard's gonna get in a bit of pushing. It might cause a tiny scratch with the drill bit. It'll be a boring as fuck match, but the judges will give it to the Wizard, because they were convinced by
What
the
the
Wizard's
hell
voice.
is its weapon?
It was a chain whip and drill bit.
Yeah, a
That was
10
the
millimeter
Wizard's weapon.
drill bit.
I don't think it's going to get in the
Wait, hold
pushing,
on.
though.
A 1 centimeter drill bit.
No, 10.
10 millimeter.
Oh,
yeah, that's
yeah.
1 centimeter. It's okay, guys. He's American. He doesn't understand our metric system.
No, I
Yeah, because it's a
do.
war.
I know centimeters are small.
Yeah, you inches bastards.
Oh. Next, he's going to lecture us on how colour should not have the letter U in it. But
Hooray! Moving
Listen,
on.
I think,
so the Wizard wins.
The Wizard wins without even question.
Sure, like I said, it'll just shank. Instead of doing it off the top rope, it'll just go into the parking lot and shank Rampage.
What was Shank Rampage backstage with the 1 centimeter drill bit?
Yes.
I swear they only wrote it as 10 millimeters on the stat board to make it seem longer.
I swear that's the diameter. I swear that's the diameter.
Hold on, I just realized. Hold on, if you look at this, it says Rampage's ground clearance was 20 millimeters. So the drill bit could fit underneath Rampage.
Well, anyways, that now brings us to our heat final with a bot that I'm surprised made it here, but I mean, to be fair, Rampage is like a bag of arse, so I mean, not really too surprised. Versus Sting. And honestly, this is an easy heat win for Sting. Sting, they pushed over Ground Dog, and they're basically they're gonna get spooked by the Wizard's voice at first. They're just gonna push it into the PPZs, and it's basically over.
Yeah.
Shall we end it there? There's no conversation.
Conclusion, I have to mention, imagine if this was S3 versus the Wizard.
Oh, that it wouldn't be worth talking about.
Hilarious. Just imagine just the Wizard's voice just slowly dying as it just got ripped in half by the S3 spinner. Just and Dolph is like, oh, the Wizard's voice has been broken by S3. So yeah, a bit of a simple. Bit of a simple that one. Sting, they basically just had 2 buys, basically. Limpet actually had like 2 decent opponents, and then the Sting just. But they're a semi-finalist nonetheless, and well, at least the roster so far will be looking like, well, Limpet and Sting. We don't do a winner possibility thing because they're the only 2 bots in it. We don't know who the rest are going to be, so it will be interesting when we get to that. So let's just move straight onto the plugging now, and as usual, we're going to let our lovely guest, Wolfie Productions, say it first, except he's not lovely at all. In fact, he's the polar opposite.
You made that joke last week.
I don't care. We're recording it on the same day. You expect me to like read a joke book? I'm going to pull up a dad joke and I'm going to try and apply it to Wolfie Productions. But Wolfie, you can do your plugging while I try and find a good dad joke.
Well, since this episode's going to be coming out after the last one, obviously.
No shit.
On the same day.
Oh, it's gonna come out on the same day. No shit, Sherlock. If you expected the grand final, tough shit. You're gonna have to wait another 6 years.
No, but since this is being released after, I guess look out for Heat D of the New Blood tournament, which I believe is the final heat. So yeah, well, look out for that. It'll be pretty exciting because we got a bunch of good robots in there.
And some not so good robots.
You literally said that you like the New Blood tournament so far.
I know I did, but I'm angry because Balloon lost.
Jesus.
And well, I'm gonna let Alvy Islam plug his stuff next. Hopefully he doesn't try and end the episode before I get to plug my stuff.
Well, no, the bot builder. You gotta get revenge and just not let him plug.
Actually, yeah. You know what? Screw you. No one cares about your Minecraft.
Fuck you!
So I'm now plugging my stuff. Yeah, as you know, I am the bot builder. Of course, you need to know if you like what you see, please do subscribe for more Alt First Round. Also for other stuff like Roblox Robot Rumbles, Road Wars Omega, like Request Fights Fight Night and Road Wars Alpha. The Road to Robomania is going to be starting up very soon, so do stay tuned for that. I've got a lot of very good stuff planned, especially for Robomania itself. The main event of the Royal Rumble winner, Dan Kia, taking on whoever the Ultimate Challenge champion is at that point. I actually don't know who it's going to be. It's currently endgame at the time of recording, but it might be someone else by the time Robomania comes around. So stay tuned for that. Also follow me on Discord. Also follow me on Wattpad. I do plan on writing another story then. I'm taking a bit of a break for the industry, but that's because I just want to get my writing vibe back. And yeah, that basically does it. And now I'm going to let Alvy plug his stuff because I feel mean.
On that bombshell, it's time to end. Thank you very much for watching, and good night.
The bot builder out.